One of the benefits of the lockdown period was that it offered us an opportunity to do some self-reflection, to take stock and get clarity on what we want from life and how we view life. How we view life is more important than we may realize. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Rudy Labuschagne, and thank you for joining us for these Big Shift conversations. During these conversations, we look at life through a different lens. We deliberately try to find a new way of looking at things by seeking answers from the ageless wisdom of the soul and not the programmed and fear-driven chatter of the ego mind. One of the programs we can choose to run our lives on is what I would like to call the paranoia program. This is when we have an irrational fear that life is out to get us. This paranoia program runs deeply in our psyche. It tells us that we are merely vulnerable specks in a vast accidental universe and that we are inherently bad and up to no good. It constantly warns us that we should be on the lookout, that we should fear life because life is tough. We are led to believe that it is a dog-eat-dog world, a winner-takes-it-all world, an unfair world driven by the survival of the fittest. In short, life sucks. That is the conclusion of the paranoid, the skeptic, and the pessimist. Life sucks. Besides the fact that they often use those words, one can also tell who they are because they tend to blame everyone, feel sorry for themselves, complain about how unfair life is, and find it hard to trust anyone. Thankfully, there is another option. We can install the Be Fully Present and Come Alive program. Contrary to the Life Sucks program, which is based on victimhood, this program is based on the belief that life is on our side, that we have whatever it takes to deal with whatever comes our way, and that everyone is out to help us whether they know it or not. We go from being a victim to being a life dreamer. For that to happen, we need to wake up and become present and show up as the lead character in our own movie. Only then can we dream into being the kind of life we would like to live. If we don't do that, and if we don't take responsibility for our own life and well-being, we will remain trapped as an extra in the soul-destroying victim movie of society. To be a life dreamer does not mean indulging in some feel-good fantasy and retreating into some optimistic la-la land. It is not putting on a fake smile whatever the challenges we face. It is not about being perpetually positive by refusing to acknowledge the negative. Quite the opposite. Being fully present means embracing the inherent polarity of life, the good and the bad, the sweet and the sour. Being awake and present is to fall in love with life, with its complementary opposites. It means acknowledging that life is sometimes bad, whilst also remembering that it's always also good. Then we understand that every moment is both good and bad, although it is sometimes hard to see the good in a bad experience. There is no such thing as a solely bad experience, only the wrong attitude. Or as the comedian Bill Connolly puts it, there is no such thing as bad weather, there's just the wrong clothing. It all depends on how we look at it. Being fully present is seeing things as they really are and respond to it mindfully. It's not about always feeling good, but being okay with sometimes also feeling not so good. Being a life dreamer doesn't mean that life is always easy. It is the belief that life is not out to get us or destroy us, but to offer us an opportunity to prove our ability to overcome our challenges. Life is not supposed to be a constant battle. We can step out of the boxing ring and hang up our gloves and instead become a fully awake life dreamer who understands the tests we face in life's journey are not to reveal our weaknesses, but to help us discover our inner strengths. We can only know how strong we are when we strive and thrive beyond the challenges we face. Let go of the fear-driven paranoia program. Life is not out to get you. Rather fall in love with life. Embrace it fully. Life is a dance, not a survival challenge. That should be the attitude of a life dreamer. Thank you for joining us. Live without fear, and may life always find you awake, aware, and alive.